Welcome back. I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. By now you know what I'm all about. I just keep an open mind. If I have some kind of insight, I try to share it. If I don't know, I say I don't know. And then my squad comes to help me out, aka my subs. Special thanks to you all. Let's get started.
And already you can see a much more stable fracture. Okay. I have to do this quick because this stuff does not last. 525. You can see there's a whole range of tones here, but 525, you're going to hear, probably hear the fluctuation there. There we go. If you don't know where that is, I do. Is in Sedona, and it is a well-known vortex phenomenon. There's several of them there, and you are witnessing a gate, portal, wormhole, stargate, whatever you want to call it, from this bedroom to another state.
First of all, I already hear you. Oh, that's just AI. Oh, I don't care. What it is cool. That's what that is. That is cool. And if you believe in CERN, which, go online, it exists. It's not fake. It's not AI. They just have a lot more money and maybe a lot bigger portals. But if it can be done, it can be done. And we have brilliant people right out here that no one knows about who could do things like this.
Have you ever used orphans to study an experimental vaccine?
Yes.
Have you ever used babies of mothers in prison to study an experimental vaccine?
Yes.
Have you ever used individuals under colonial rule to study an experimental vaccine?
Yes.
Did you do so in the Belgian Congo?
Yes.
Have you ever expressed that it's better to perform experiments on those less likely to be able to contribute to society?
I don't remember specifically, but it's possible. And again, I repeat that in the 1960s, that was more or less common practice. I've since changed my mind, but that was a long time ago.
As you can see, they look for a certain type. They're looking for people that no one will miss. They're looking for people who have had their rights stripped away legally, as they like to say. And then they do whatever they want to these people. Is it right? No. Do they do it? Yes. Is this a long time ago? No. And are they still doing it today? Yes.
Reach in the insider world called Cosmic Top Secret. And at that point, you're now considered to be 35 levels of need to know above the President of the United States. because once you get to that level, you are now part of what Rich Dolan has called a breakaway civilization. But what we're dealing with at that level is a very highly classified world that lives either in underground bases, of which I've been debriefed on approximately 265 that our military-industrial complex has built. They hold about 60,000 people each, and there's a whole lot of stuff I could talk about with that. But then also, there are a series of flying orbital platforms that are cloaked, so they are actually in our atmosphere, and they're very large.
These are one of those kind of clips that should really shock me, and you know how I am. If it's believable, if it's like, duh, that's what I'm going to say. We already know the president is at the bottom of the need to know list. We always thought he was, as soon as he becomes president, they take him in his secret room and they reveal all the secrets to him. No, it's a puppet position. That's why so many presidents share common traits, common personality traits, that is, because it takes a certain type of person to not only want to become the president, but then to go and actually do it. Now, are they selected? Yes, but they are selected because of who they are. It's not random. Not everybody could do this. Not everybody would do this. I, for one, never wanted to be the president. Who would want that crap position?
And this is what nobody will tell you. You are living in a cross-section of reality. The fourth dimension, where past, present, and future coexist, is accessible right now through a specific technique that Goddard documented. But there is a reason why this information is not in university curricula. You see, when you understand that, you can literally select which future to experience. Not attract, not manifest, but select from options that already exist. You become ungovernable. Why do you think that billions operate in automatic mode, reacting to circumstances and creating chaotic realities without realizing it? The mechanism is brutally simple. Between waking and sleeping, your consciousness can navigate dimensionally. You enter the scene of your chosen future, participate in it, and feel it as an accomplished reality. The mirror universe has no choice but to reorganize everything to correspond. While the masses continue to be trapped in three-dimensional cause and effect, there exists a group using this knowledge right now to operate on another level of reality. The difference? They have discovered that they are the projector, not the screen.
We've heard things like, you are what you eat. Birds of a feather flock together. But no one seems to focus on the fact that you are what you believe. And I'm guilty of the same thing. Outside situations, external circumstances can consume me and make me forget who I am. Have me running around faster, more frantic, discombobulated, instead of the cool, laid-back individual that I usually am. And yes, I'm smiling behind my mask. We got to be careful. No one is immune. They've been evolving this technique throughout hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of years. There is no escape. But we can do better, just a little bit better, each and every day. And as long as we help each other, we should be fine. Pass it along to the next generation. Hopefully they'll do better than we did.
When you die, you have choices. You don't know this, but you have choices. When you leave your physical body, it is very typical for you to see yourself standing next to your body with either your loved ones or EMTs or whatever the circumstances are. And you see yourself, and then you'll hear a voice, you'll see the tunnel of light, and the voice will be calling you, or you will hear the voice telepathically telling you to come on, come, you know. Now, as you stand there and you're looking at the tunnel of light, you have a choice. You can go up to this tunnel of light where you'll be with other loved ones that have crossed over, usually, all right? And you'll be put into a system where you are essentially caught in a reincarnational cycle, a loop. Or you can turn around, put the tunnel of light behind you, and what you will see is the entire universe. If you choose to go to the universe, instead of the tunnel of light. Whatever dimension you came from when you came down here to Earth. Okay, we'll keep it all present time and place. Earth, whether it was 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th density, whatever it was. If you choose the universe and you say to yourself, I wish to go home, you will return to that dimension from which you came. So if it's 5, 6, 7, or 8, you will leave here and you will go back to that dimension, where I am told you'll be reunited with your soul group. Because we're multidimensional, we're in many places at once. I've never shared this information before.
This is something that is very complicated to understand. I'm not even going to lie. I like the fact that there's a possibility that you don't have to just follow a protocol and that there may actually be a choice. Now what we need is the knowledge required to make an informed choice rather than be conditioned to choose what we're supposed to choose or what they want us to choose. We just need to sit there and figure out how to use this. But good information to have. Let's keep it moving.
When we detonated the first atomic bomb, for example, this gets back to why all the ETs started coming in force in the 40s and 50s, is that a tenet with the electromagnetic pulse, which everybody knows what that is, but an electromagnetic pulse has within it a scalar signal that propagates at multiples of the speed of light and disrupts interstellar communication and travel. He says, when we did that, we kind of kicked a hornet's nest, because it not only was very disruptive to these other civilizations' systems, because we're thinking straight line here to another star system taking 8 years at the speed of light. We're now talking about trans-dimensional technologies and scalar ones that are much faster. And so the ETs knew, whoa, a big red flag over planet Earth. We've gone from machine guns or muskets or bows and arrows to thermonuclear weapons, right, within about 100 years. Think about it. From 1945, the atomic bomb, 100 years earlier, 1845, what were we using? Rifle. We didn't have a machine gun. We didn't have tanks. We didn't have airplanes. So in 100 years, imagine if your civilization's monitoring the Earth, and they have been. And we go from that, even though it's dysfunctional that we're having endless wars, but we go from that to a technological breakthrough where we are not only a threat to all life on Earth, we're now a threat to other planets, because they can extrapolate into the future. And then add to that, we started studying very advanced extraterrestrial technologies. And to give you an idea how advanced they are, I'll just give a little quote from the director of the Lockheed Skunk Works, the president of the Lockheed Skunk Works, Ben Rich, the week he died, before he died. He spoke to a friend of mine, James Goodall, who's an aerospace historian, illustrator, and he said, he says, anything you can imagine or that you've seen on Star Trek, we've already done at the Skunk Works. It's out in the desert. He says, but not Area 51. I know where it is. I've been to the site where that is. And so whatever people think humans have figured out, it's way more. But imagine that being in the hands of a group of sociopaths, right, with the kind of malcontents and sociopathic behavior they have. That is a serious national security threat and a world security threat.
Amazing, right? Power and knowledge in and of itself is not dangerous, no more than any weapon we've created. If that weapon is sitting on the table, it will not hurt anyone. It depends on whose hands it's in. It can be used to save lives or take them. Same thing. It's not the fact that we don't have the knowledge. And I agree. We know a lot more than you all, than I or anyone else could ever imagine. We've been here too long and we're too nosy. All we do is look around and try to find things, figure out things. That's our nature. So yes, we know a lot more than we think. Well, they know a lot more than we think. But all of that knowledge, as awesome as it is, just happens to be in the wrong hands. People who are not wired correctly to do what needs to be done with that knowledge. They keep it, they use it, they abuse it, they manipulate it, and they project it onto us, unfortunately.
Cut the cat. Watch this. Pay attention to her mouth, y'all. Look at this. Why is she doing that? Why he look fake? What is going on in this video, man? What is going on? Cut the cat.
This is another one of those videos that is going to fly completely up under the radar simply because AI exists. But we've seen things that, like, what was that? Okay, must have been nothing. You saw it, and it resembles something that just keeps showing itself through the eyes, through the lips, through the neck. We only know one type of creature that does that, and it's the reptiles. I mean, come on. The neck inflating and the eyes changing to slits. And that was clearly, you get it. Let's move on.
Have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s? Do you know what that is? They're us from the future. They're from here. They are you. They are me. They're from here, from the future. P-47 is present plus 47,000 years. P-52 is present plus 52,000 years. And basically there's a calamity, right? So there's like a apocalypse scenario in the near future. It wipes out most of like everything, man. And there's the ones that go underground and survive, right? And then there's the ones that somehow stay on the surface and miraculously don't die. My hands have been burned to hell and back as I've been typing. Because you can beam me through there and through there. And you can get a 3D image of what I'm typing. Because this computer doesn't have a Wi-Fi card. You can't hack it. But you can maybe get a 3D image of me typing. So like we just did.
I did a previous video that had a smaller clip from this young lady, and I had some questions. So I wanted to deep dive just to see, because it's not turning out well for these people. They try to tell you, and then bad things happen. And I want you to understand that there's consequences for these people helping us discover the truth. So hats off to them. Let's remember them. Let's keep track. Let's try to find them. Do whatever we need to do, because it's not fair that you tell the truth and then you get in trouble. That's not right. Let's try to help them out. Let's keep the thoughts alive. They pile on the distractions, so we keep moving on from thing to thing to thing. We need to remember some of these situations because some of them are really, really messed up. And hers is one of them. Just trying to spread a little truth.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh. Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi. Happy? Yes. Hey, Carrie. Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer, yes? Harrison?
Yes, she can handle it. She
Yeah,
can handle it.
she
Her
can.
parties are incredible at her house, too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza,
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza. All right, just, y'all are all like, whatever.
Was the pizza? Was it good? What he made? The first pizza was better than gluten.
They both made, everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something that he does.
5 different kinds. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clooney's was excellent. Amal's.
No one can seem to agree on anything anymore except for 2 things. Pizza and us. And us.
We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. We do. It's so good. So much fun. Now,
it's called Secret Pizza Party. Tomorrow we got Pepper. Then you're gonna love this book.
I just previously spoke about how they pile on distractions so fast that we can't even get through one situation before we're on to another one. So I decided to take one that doesn't need to be forgotten. This wasn't too long ago, and this is what everybody was wondering about, and now no one is talking about it again. Did we ever figure it out? No. Did we move on to the next situation? Yes. Is whatever this was about still out there? Yes. Are we trying to figure it out anymore? No. 9/11, they love to say never forget. But that is not the only day, nor the only time that we should never forget. Stay diligent.
I want you to see something right here. This is why you don't go after none of that strange. You walking up the street and some of that strange walk by, you leave that strange alone. Don't be pursuing none of that strange. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Trust me. Don't go chasing waterfalls. This is what you get. Look at it. Damn. That's crazy.
Потому что бояться буду не я. Бояться будут меня. И моя жажда мести
They try to tell you. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and lakes. This is why. Look up there. Look at it now. Look close. Look close. Look real close.
Now, of course, we have to put on our critical thinking caps. It's a selfie video, which leads one to ask, well, how did it get posted? But I'm a big believer of concepts. And if I was going to hide something that I want people to come across, befriend, allow into his life, beauty is one of the biggest things that'll get you in the door quickly. I've always said, and I might get in some trouble for this, but the bottom line is a man would need a weapon that can cause fatality to get another man to do something that a woman can do with a simple smile. That's just how it is. We follow beauty into the most dangerous situations. So be careful, because you never know what may be lurking around that corner or behind that cute smile. BBD said it. Never trust a big button to smile. If those are just her eyes and there is nothing else behind this, then she got a very raw deal on eyes, because her eyes are completely soulless. There's nothing behind them. I'm looking for something. I see nothing. If you do, please clue me in. But I'm looking at somebody who's not there, but is there. You let me know.
There's something they're not telling us that is so gnarly that they don't think people can handle it.
There are, different scenarios you could explore. For example, you ask, what could be so terrible that they can't tell us about it? Let's say these aliens, wherever they're from, made us, that we're a genetic experiment, that they created our religions, our religious figures, that we are an agricultural product, that somehow they harvest us, that our time is limited, that once the experiment's over, poof, we go away. I remember when there was a push back to have a designer universe, intelligent design universe in the schools, and I wrote a column about it, just said, hey, be careful what you wish for, because you might find out that the intelligent designer isn't God that you're thinking of. It might be some alien science project or something like that. You can imagine a lot of different things that would be really disturbing to people to come out. I don't know if that's the reason for the secrecy.
Life is amazing, and it can be a lot more than what we think. But the concept of the fact that it might be a lot less than what we think. The Simpsons portrayed it the best. There's an episode where little Lisa Simpson just did a school project, grew a universe, a world. And she was the god and Bart was the devil. And it was just a sibling rivalry, nothing more. But it affected that world immensely. Just a simple argument. I don't know if I'm ready for that truth. So we need to be careful, enjoy the time we have, no matter how much time it is, if it's dialed back, because he's right. The simulation, the project, whatever can end, we could just be done. If we're going to do it, let's do it with no regrets.
That they actually look more human with reptilian skin, but humanoid. They're hybrids. They mixed it in a lab. Come on now. Okay, so it's not from another planet. And they don't even look like you think they look. So who's in charge of that? So this is the things that I've never talked about before. I probably never will again, but thank you for coming. But this is the thing that we're dealing with. We're dealing with the book of Revelation. These things are going to come out of the earth. They didn't come on spaceships. These are interdimensional beings. And those who have enough sodium pentothal in their system, when I ask them, will tell me the truth, no matter what agency they work for. They will tell me the truth, and that is they're interdimensional.
Well, religion meets outer space. And who's to say that they were ever supposed to be on opposite sides of the whole spectrum? No one knows the real history because they weren't here for the whole thing. I haven't met one person or read about anyone who's been here for the entire thing. They might have been here a long time. They might still be here now, but they weren't here the entire time, which means there's some separation going on. Things that should coincide are now you have to believe this one or that one. But what happens if it's all part of the same big, wonderful story? I guess we'll see, right?
Have you ever been able to remote view?
I don't want to talk about that.
No?
I'm not saying it on camera. Good question.
What can you say about remote viewing?
I can tell you this, that you got to be careful with remote viewing because you have sentinels who are patrolling who comes into that space. And if you disobey them, they can trap your soul, basically.
Damn. Meaning what? Like,
Yeah, so if you go remote viewing in a restricted area, if you keep coming back, they can trap your consciousness someplace. There are people in hospitals right now in comas who's remote viewing and they got trapped someplace else.
what the fuck? Check out Area 51. No, they got a blockade. I heard
They got
a
a
blockade around
Yeah, Area 51 and Mount Shasta.
You could stop remote viewing?
They got people. All right. They have. All right. Now.
He said, all right.
They have.
Damn, so if I can't see that type of shit, what the fuck I got it for? I'm just gonna see if a bitch cheating or something? Like, I want to see this shit.
Just know that if we're capable of doing it, they already know we could do it. And they've tried everything in their power to stop us. But as always, the trapped will break out of the cage at some point. So they had to prepare. And those of us who can do things like this, oh, they have that astral projection police waiting for you. Go ahead and go floating around with just your consciousness, thinking you can go anywhere you want to and find yourself, I don't know what happened. He's not in a coma. He's just sleeping for 2-3 years. Like, come on, man. Something's up with that.
Andy says to me, what if I told you that the official Bureau of Prisons layout of the units, like the architecture, the official report that I have right here of the actual MCC or whatever it's called,
like the straight up blueprints.
Yes. And he opens it up to that page. What if I told you that it's wrong for one cell in particularly?
No fucking way.
And literally I was like Ben Affleck in The Town when they see the cop after that whole chase, and the cop's just like looking right at him and he's like, are you gonna do it? Like, I literally looked at him like that, and he goes, let's go back to the cell. So again, wow. Deef, if you could pull this up, you can see that there is a full corner of this cell. So the door is directly behind my back, and the corner of the cell makes an indented L in the room. And what Andy discovered is that it was a vent. It was an air duct. There's effectively an 8x4 room on the other side of that.
Wow.
That you can get into, and you cannot see. That's why that was that funny meme from the show. I'll pull it up right here on my phone so you can see it. I put this on Instagram, but there's a hilarious meme where he had me go stand looking through the prison door like this, and he took the dummy like he was choking it behind the L to demonstrate. He was like, Julian, can you see me? And I'm like, nope. So I'm staring through the door. I put this up on Instagram because someone needs to make a fucking meme out of this. But this is what, can you see it, Deef?
Yeah.
This is what it looked like. You see him shaking it?
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, I could be killing him right here, and you would not know. So I'm looking through, and I cannot see behind that L, meaning if a security guard, those people were fucking out to lunch, but if they were standing at the door,
right,
they literally wouldn't be able to tell if anything, whether it's someone killing him, or someone putting him in the vent, putting a new person in there, a body double, or whatever it is, they wouldn't be able to see it on that end. He then walked through with me, and I had a full-blown redux to episode 97 during this. He walked through exactly a 72-hour period how Jeffrey Epstein, if it needed to be that long, would survive in there, and then proceeded to very nonchalantly be like, 72 hours, you wouldn't need 72 hours. He said, I've determined this mission to get him out of this prison is very easy. It could have been done with 3 people, one of whom is an inmate on the take. 3 people.
That's wild.
And then he walked me through like a serial killer walking through, it's gonna sound so bad, but whatever. Like a serial killer walking through exactly how something so crazy and evil is done. He was like, step 1, I don't even remember it. Laundry cart, this guy, you get this type of prisoner right over there. It's approximately 15 minutes after X, Y, or Z. I don't remember the details, what it was. You have one guy outside who's working with some sort of, foreign nations, I think he said, because he's like, that was the other thing. Andy was going to like, the guy worked with Israel. Andy seems pretty confident on that. I obviously agree. Seems to shy away from the CIA's guilt in the matter. I disagree with him on that part. True company
Zero
man.
ties to the CIA.
I don't want to say Andy said zero. It's just that was a part of the conversation that conveniently would be not brought up. But there's also other places, because what Andy seems to be getting with is that, the whole elite kind of cabal of all different psychos around the world, like Jeffrey Epstein was wired into that.
I've already gone on record about how I feel about the whole Epstein situation. There's too many people of power and far too much money behind it, up under it, and on top of it, for us to ever penetrate what really happened. But I'm part of the squad. If I come across something I haven't seen yet, if I come across any kind of information that can add to the info pot, then I'm going to post it. Help you all out. But I don't have any more energy to give to this because every time I go down there, it's a dead end or it's blocked off or you can only get so far and then money gets involved. It's a shame, but it is what it is, right? That's going to do it for another episode. I am the theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. Special thanks to everyone who's tuned in, everyone who's subbed up, those who have reached out. I do have a personal email in case you need to contact me directly. Chew me out, tell me you didn't appreciate something, tell me how it could be better, help me out. Audio is always going to be a problem until I figure this out. But whatever you need to get at me at, I do put a personal email leads directly to me. I check it every day. Let me know. All right. Until then, again, I guess, I am the theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories, and I'm out.